Kenny gets these deeply raving reviews. Also shout outs to my assistant Charlotte, who we help make sure that we are making sure the right people are working with the right clients. And so we talk, and it's like, hey, she's like, hey, I think Kenny and Derek would be the perfect fit for these clients. Or we think Mahe and Aiden together is the right fit because, they're fans of Mahe, but then, Aiden brings this sort of quiet technical nature to things. And we do a really great job of that too. And so every time we make the right pairing with Kenny, we get these deeply raving results. So I just want to shout him out for that. Let's get to the comments. All right. So this past week, we did a video on the new development in Ho'opili, Ahakea. So Ahakea are these, Kenji, is it up on the screen? Are these like half homes? If it were an Airbnb in the mountains of Tahoe or the Smoky Mountains or something, you'd be like, cool. Yeah. Quirky, cool, interesting. But people are mostly upset that why am I paying $700,000 plus for half of a house? This is ridiculous. F the builder, sometimes F you guys. And so rather than run from the smoke, I want to lean into it and just read some of them. And let me know what your comments are. So Kenji will be showing what these houses look like on the screen while I'm talking about this. If you're watching in YouTube land, if you're not watching, if you're just listening to the podcast somewhere, go to our YouTube channel. And today is the 27th. So on the October 25th, today's 28th. Okay. So it's 26th. On October 26th, go and look at the video that we dropped on Ahakea. There are these like 12-foot wide, sort of almost like a double stacked mobile home type looking things. I'm sure the builder wouldn't prefer that description, but it's unique. It's not most people's last home they ever want to live in, but it's a unique thing, and they're kind of cool, but then they're kind of disheartening to a lot of people. So I'm going to get into the comments a little. All right. First one I see is from JWH808. My only problem with these smaller single-family homes in Hawaii, and even the same for townhomes, is that the homes are actually too small for a single family. A home like this requires a minimalist mentality, but people tend to have too much stuff or too many cars, and their stuff ends up overflowing to outside. Someone commented on his reply to him, and he has 15 likes on this, and it says, true, it might be a nightmare for families with several teenagers, but for young families and small families, houses of this size are adequate. We could spend the entire small amount of time that we have today on this comment alone. So he's saying, my only problem is for these and even townhomes, they're too small for a single family. It requires a minimalist mentality. People have too much stuff for this. Kenji, maybe you can join the conversation, but it just depends. So Kenji doesn't do real estate in the classic sense the way the other, 4 people do, but Kenji has lived in Japan and did grow up in Hawaii. You know where I'm going, right? And so if you come with a Texas mentality, not that it's a bad one, it's just you're used to more space. Your first priorities are freedoms and liberties and, open carry and all these sorts of things. But if you have more of it says minimalist mindset here, I would venture to say that more people who lean into socialism would be okay with these homes. When we meet people who, here, case in point, and if Mahe were here, she'd contribute greatly to this conversation, this part of it. But people want to buy condos sometimes. And even with their kids, people want to buy condos. They underwrite it and they say, look, we want amenities. We want this, we want that. We want this kind of life. We don't want to budget for a roof. We don't want to budget for a driveway. We don't want to budget for a main sewer line. We don't want to budget for a lot of capital expenditures, these big costs that come up every 5, 7, 10, 15, 30 years. We don't want to budget for these things. And so we're fine factoring in a maintenance fee, because if we reverse engineer a roof and we reverse engineer CapEx, maintenance fees are fine. I remember a guy at my old job, he said potlucks are communist. You know, he's like, if everyone's bringing food to share, that's communism. I found it to be ridiculous and funny, but it's just your mindset. And so, yeah, obviously for a lot of the people who commented on this, they are not of that. All I need is 600 square foot and I don't want to budget for things. They don't tend to have that mindset. Although in this situation, you do have to pay for the roof. So in that sense, it's the worst of both worlds. But Kenji, in Japan, how would these houses go over? I tend to assume that Kenji would say, oh, fine, because in Japan, where my wife is from and my in-laws and I lived for 8 years, we do a lot with a little bit of space. If you've ever been to IKEA and you see what they can do at 300 square foot of space in an IKEA, I tend to think that Kenji would be like, yeah, we would do fine. But I wonder if he's going to say, well, when it's single family, Derek, you're thinking of Tokyo, Osaka. But when you get out into the suburbs and like anywhere, we want a little more space. And so, Kenj, how would those kind of homes go over in Japan? Oh, you don't have a mic there because they're over here? Oh, shoot. I messed things up because he usually has a mic over there and we're set up for a 3-person podcast today. All right. Yeah. So sorry, I sabotaged Kenj with no microphone. He's got it set up and here we go. So how would these like half homes do in Japan?
So the space thing is not a big thing, right? The confined space, what we would think is small, that there's that already. You know what I mean?
Confined space entry, 29 CFR.
Bro, I lived in a shoebox for 3 years in Kyoto. So I
how big?
And like
how small?
I stretch on my arms and I'm touching both walls. I'm like 3 inches away from touching both walls.
And your wingspan's probably 6'4".
But my wingspan is like 7 feet.
Yeah, is it 7?
It's like
6'6".
You know, I'm lanky. But point is, it's small. To me, as an American solo, and this is a condo unit, so the closeness and the size is not so much like a shock,
okay,
as it is to the people here, and especially in the comments.
Yeah.
But I think the good thing that would be attractive to a lot of Japanese people is like it's new, and so you'd be like an original owner. We're talking single family home, and it's more normal over there to like when you get a house, you build it. Or it's built.
They don't like used houses.
Yeah, like
you don't inherit their energy and just the oldness of it.
I mean, there's a more recent thing with like people leaving the countryside for the cities. So there are a lot of open up houses that are used and are refurbished, and there's a lot of that going on now.
Okay.
But like this thing, ahakea, let's say what's the question? Like a Japanese person here or like this ahakea home in Japan?
Well, I think most of the comments that are like, this is not enough for a family. This is not enough. This is ridiculous. The emotion is either coming from the unaffordability of America and where our dollar and debt is. And that's super valid. And or it's just coming from everything's bigger in Texas kind of mentality, where we expect big things. What I'm saying, in certain countries, they don't expect big things. And you could design a good life where you have good friends, and you have good health, and you a good gym membership, and you play pickleball. You do all these things, and then you go home to sleep and live and exist in this, and it's an adequate shelter.
Yeah.
But that's not the mindset of most Americans. So I'm just bringing in another worldly perspective, which is because you lived in Japan for.
And I'll be honest, when I left there on Thursday after shooting, my expectation was like sky high. Like, this is amazing.
You thought it was great.
Yeah. I thought it was amazing for me. I talked to some of my friends about it, like my age, right?
Yeah.
40-ish, Hawaii local.
Which is kind of entering the market in this generation.
Yeah. And we were all stoked in a group chat. And then dropped the video on Sunday and read the comments. I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Well, what's up with all this? Like,
animosity.
I was like, bro, my expectation kind of came down a little bit.
So there you have it from Kenji. We didn't think that the comments would be this negative on average, but I'm not surprised that they are either. I thought that it would be 1/3 positive, 2/3 negative. I think, is there a positive comment about the house? There's always a positive comment about us, like, that we do a good job and whatnot, but I don't you're like, hey, I cannot said they're half off. Okay, I did have a good laugh from that one. Yes, but I don't. Oh, Houston.
There's some good ones though.
Are there some good ones?
Yeah.
Well, if you find them, let me know. Houston BC 11 says typical sales pitch. LOL. No, bro, you still paid 700,000 for a single wide. Single wide is referencing trailers, mobile homes. Single wide, double wide trailer. And then, oh, I cannot says, oh, I know. I was laughing at the joke, not the house. I'm not. It's not a sales pitch. We didn't go through this thing. We never go through things. That's the thing I'm disappointed in you for. I cannot. Of all the real estate agents and salespeople on the internet, us of all people, we're not going through saying you should buy this or like you of all the money in the world, you have all the money in the world, you go buy this thing. But we acknowledge that in an increasingly unaffordable society where people want to break into single family or just break into real estate and own their four walls, that this is an option. And so just no buy them. Okay. Like we didn't do that thing. Mahi's in the background. I know wanting to like jump into this, but yeah, people will buy it. And if people are going to buy it, they should go to coreteamhawaii.com, go to the bottom, fill out the contact form and buy with us. And we'll advocate for you and give you all of our contacts and all the good things that we provide. However, we're not going to steer people towards this thing. Like for example, case in point, Mahi's standing in the doorway. She's on my screen here because I'm looking at the comments. If this were offering a percent greater in commission, so about $7,000, $8,000 in commission more, and our client was like, what do you think we should do? There's no, well, I think you should buy that one. But I bet you that that happens and that could happen quite a bit with other situations, not us. And an example of that is Nick and Trisha, right? Was it the Coral Ridge? Chamorros. Yeah, from Guam. So Selena and Ryan were in escrow in Ho'opili, who was giving a greater commission. This community that you guys hating on, giving a greater commission than Coral Ridge, the other new development in sort of central to West Oahu. And so Mahe actually told them, said, guys, are you sure? Are you sure you're going to be happy with this home that she happens to earn more for our team? And said, do you want to reconsider Coral Ridge where we actually make less money? And they ended up going to Coral Ridge where we make less. And so we have like precedents of doing the right thing. So those kind of comments, I'm just acknowledging it because it's good TV or whatever, but you're wrong. Like there's no sales pitch from us. It is, is what it is. All right. Jazzy L9 something. It says, I think they could have came up with a better design for that, especially for that price. Yeah, I don't know. So there's two models that we didn't get to show, which we will show in the future when those model homes come up. The first one I do not like as much as the second one downstairs. We acknowledge that in the video, but then the first one that we showed in the video does have 3 bedrooms and it has a loft upstairs. The bottom one feels better, but I don't know how you come up with a better design. You know what you could do? I wonder, like, well, no, they kind of did that. There's zero lot, yeah. So if you watch the long form video, we talked about what a zero lot is, and I think, well, you could wheel your chair in. I think that a zero lot could increase yard size. I don't know why they didn't zero lot. That makes no sense to me. Oh, look. Devil 1247 says nice places. Look forward to the other 2 models. 700s. Ouch. Half positive. But yeah, ouch is right. But ouch is also ouch in Tennessee and Washington.
But we were actually really excited about these because we just don't have anything like this.
I wouldn't say I was excited.
I mean, I'll speak for myself. I was really excited to look at it and take a look and learn more about it because we just don't have that here.
I was intrigued.
Intrigued is that's a good word for it. for instance, I was talking to Christine and Ben this morning,
Mhm.
and they were talking about how like they just watched that movie and like not movie that episode.
Call me the movie star.
They just watched that movie,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
that they have seen something like similar style homes in like Texas for like 200 or something. So I mean, that is what that is, you know, like we in Hawaii don't ever see anything like that. This is the first time we've ever seen anything
Well,
built
no.
like this
So
by a developer at, you know.
no, Gentry in Eva. You know where Foodland is?
Yes.
If you go like Geiger, come back around to
By the park area.
Coronado. Yeah, the parks here. You come
Mhm.
back towards Fort Weaver.
Mhm.
There are these little bitty homes there. Gentry did a similar thing. But I will say, again, I don't know for sure, but I do not think that those appreciated at the rate of other options. Like 1,000 square foot, like for example, these homes, what I would, if they had these tall 12-foot wide things, or they had these 1,000 square foot or even an 800-foot single family with a carport, but it's like one level.
Mhm.
I'd take the one level one. It just feels
Yeah.
more spread out. There's no stairs.
I mean, that's like Honolulu, right? It's just like a step above that.
Yeah. So is it optimal? No, but is it the cheapest standalone single family you're going to find brand new in this development? Yes.
Mhm.
And so it is what it is. Hey, I don't remember this part. Dennis Estoesta said, I couldn't stop laughing at Derek in the shower asking to see if he could reach his back. I zoomed through the video, so
I don't remember what you said, but I do remember you being in there.
I cannot reach the middle. I have to get the Japanese washcloth. Like, I cannot. It does seem like a trailer. This is Music Me. It does seem like a trailer stacked on another trailer. Hopefully this quote style doesn't become the norm.
I don't think it will.
Oh, here's a comment from a day ago from Kyle Stanford. There's one, I'd have to sort by the today, I guess, but there was a comment this morning that I responded to that addresses a similar thing. So Kyle Stanford 7574. I always wonder if it's a bot when you got numbers. What are ambiguous numbers at the end of usernames, you know? Anyway.
Your birth year.
Not seven. I'd look for a vacant lot and put a built out Matson container with no HOA before I bought something like that for $700,000. Should just have mobile home parks already. That would be half price. If mobile homes would be a positive short-term solution for certain local families trying to stay in Hawaii, it's a even cheaper version, glorified leasehold. And you know, my auntie who was homeless before, there's this part deep in Waianae Valley, I guess, where there's a bunch of, it's like a bus graveyard. And so people would like live in the buses. They're kind of doing that illegally for, you know, and so, yeah, mobile homes would help. But I've also lived in the South and I see what happens over time when mobile homes are allowed. And it would be a degradation to like Hawaii over decades. So, but the comment today, how can I find the comment today?
Also, like,
go ahead.
The assumption that you can just like get a cheap piece of land somewhere, even if you paid zero for whatever you put on it.
That's where I went with the guy today.
Yeah. Like,
so
okay, you're never gonna find that.
So Gus Bus Official, respectful comment, and I reply, oh, and look, there's more replies now. So maybe he replied, this will be live. I appreciate your honesty, and I know you have to be positive about new construction because of your jobs. So slight implication that we're being salesy, but I'm not offended by that. We're being neutral / positive. We're just not. Turn this off if your kids are listening. We're just not shitting on it. We could, but you know, I don't mind talking objectively and negative about it, but everyone looks at it like you
can form your own opinion.
We can leave that to the comment section.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need to shit on it.
Yeah.
This is going to be a positive thing for some people. And they're going to be, imagine this 28-year-old sister. Like she's just stoked and her husband just he just made journeyman and they get 2 kids and they get their keys. I don't want to be negative
Mhm.
about it. This will be a great season for a lot of people. So it is what it is. So Gus Bus Official says, I appreciate your honesty, and I know you have to be positive about new construction because of your jobs, but we can't keep getting slapped in the face by developers selling for $700,000 and calling it affordable. It isn't affordable to anyone. My parents bought a $250,000 home with two bedrooms and a yard in 2001. That is affordable. I know that's over 20 years ago,
Mhm.
but we just need to keep that perspective and not let developers fool us. So I'm going to read my reply verbatim. Oh, and he's replied to me. So we'll have a bit of exchange. I said, I appreciate your comment. I'm not here to advocate for a particular builder. I think a good question to ask ourselves, in addition to your points, is what would it cost us as individuals if we had the cash available to buy a lot and pay local contractors to build a home? Unfortunately, I think this home costs $700,000 or even more.
Mhm.
Because think of the builder gets, you want to right now order a widget. You can order one on Amazon for $10. You can order from a local wholesaler for $7, or you can go on Alibaba and order 10,000 of those widgets for $2.60 drop shipped here or whatever. Because DR Horton or any builder is operating at scale, they build the homes cheaper. If you go pay a contractor to build you a home, they're building one, it's just going to cost more. That's just how business works.
Mhm.
You try go to give me a store like Costco is cheaper to buy Cliff Bars than 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
And you're buying this home from Costco rather than 7-Eleven, metaphorically speaking.
Mhm.
All right. So Gus Boss says, I mean, it depends where you can buy a lot, but there are local fab builders making homes for 100, 200,000. So if you can get land, that's the thing though, bro.
But the land is the thing. Like even $100,000 to $200,000, objectively, we can all be like, that's cheap to build a home if we're thinking everything's $1 million, right? But go to Honolulu County Public Record and I urge you, look at your auntie's house, look at the assessed value of your auntie's house. The house probably 150, 200 is what it's worth according to, the tax department. The land that auntie's house sits on, depending on where that land is, $1 million.
So to Mahe's point, most of the value of properties in Hawaii are in the land.
Yeah.
A majority of the value.
Mm-hmm.
As a real estate professional, a rep under the tax code, you can buy property. So you can buy this building. Say you're into 100-unit multifamily, you can buy this building and you can take accelerated depreciation and even bonus depreciation and lower your tax basis. That's how Trump doesn't pay taxes, et cetera. But you can't depreciate land because dirt doesn't depreciate, but paint does, HVAC does, roofs do. And so it's good when you buy in Oklahoma, a 100-unit building where the land is worth almost nothing, but the improvement, the copper wires, the asphalt, the playground, the barbecue pit, all that's depreciable. You can depreciate those on a schedule and you can accelerate that depreciation and get tax advantage. Well, if you come to Hawaii or you're in Hawaii and you're a real estate professional and you buy a single family, there's not that much depreciation available because the depreciation is in the lumber and the copper and the et cetera. You can't depreciate the land. The land is expensive. So Gus, I get where your heart is. He goes on to say, I mean, it depends where you can buy a lot, but there are local fab builders making homes for 100 to 200,000. So if you can just get land, it just depends. But I agree with you. I just think it's not fair to use marketing to fool people. And I worked in marketing until recently. Hansador Hawaii, which my friend used to be like their head accountant. I don't think is anymore, is the prefab builder. So I started to get offended while you're talking and I read that. But he goes on to say, also, I'm not saying you guys are fooling people. I'm saying developers are kind of brainwashing people into thinking these prices are fair and affordable. Again, Gus, I disagree. Like we have it's unfortunate we're not having this conversation in person on camera, but thinking that you get this grandfathered, like I get to put a prefabbed home on my uncle's, backyard of his acre and just pay the $200,000 for the prefab home is not a fair comparison to buying a fee simple plot of land, getting electrical hookup, getting plumbing hookup, getting utilities, getting permits, the builder. I know that we said most of the values in the land, but also the copper, the lumber, it's all expensive. So even if you went prefab, it would still be very expensive.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean, I invite people to do that. Go buy your own home. I'm not for, you know me. I'm like abrasively not for complaining. Like just do something.
100%. I don't want to say I agree with Gus, but I can understand where he's coming from.
Certainly.
And it's just, I get it. We get it. Like I personally get it and live it and feel it and understand that. And it sucks. And it's sometimes we have this like, it's easy to live in that space of like, oh, frick, man. Like in 2001, my parents got their house for X, right? Like my parents got their condo for $74,000.
Yeah.
Okay. Like that's what they got their condo for at that time. And it was their first house and they worked really hard for many, many years to be able to afford a $74,000. In my mind, I'm like, oh my God, like if my dad had to work cash just so that we could even afford and I could like get financial aid. Otherwise I would not be able to go to school and XYZ. And we had to like do any kind. And, you know, he had to work for, you know, no days off for months and months straight to save a down payment on a $74,000 house.
Yeah.
You know, like, I get it. Like that, it's ridiculous to like think of where we're at. However, this is where we are. Like me being mad about how like, oh my God, it's so much harder for me to make it right now. Like it doesn't help my situation. It doesn't correct. Like I cannot personally course correct what has happened over the last 30 years. I live here now. I live here currently. My kids are here now. We need a roof over our head today. And the market is what the market is. So I understand not wanting to feel bamboozled. But at the end of the day, like as shitty as it is, like we're not really being bamboozled. It's just like, hate the game. Like not, you know, don't hate the player, hate the game. Like this is just where we live. Like this is just the market that we're in now.
Yeah, I'm not saying don't go vote with wherever your values are and don't. Kaniala, who we did a podcast with, said, you know, don't pull yourself up by your bootstraps, sure, but make sure your bootstraps aren't so long that your feet are in the mud or something. You can. I'm not mad at anyone except for the people who are saying we're kind of, you know, being salesy or whatnot.
Yeah.
But people who are upset that this costs $700,000, I understand. Me too.
I get it.
I'm also upset for me, for Mahe, for Kenji, for Ethan back there, for Aiden, for my auntie guys who are on the verge always of being homeless again. I am upset about it too.
Yeah.
But it is what it is at this time. And we're just making videos to show it. It's going to be great for some people.
Listen, things are hard. A $700,000 is not by any means like what a normal human being would consider affordable. But as compared to what the average price home is today that we all are looking at and we're all in the market to be able to purchase, it just is.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about some other options. Actually, we don't have time, but there aren't a lot of other great options for 800-900 square foot single family in good condition with that square footage. Now, would I prefer to buy a single level one so it feels a little more spacious and has a little better yard situation? Sure. But in Ho'opili, for example, Honolulu now is going for like 900,000.
I think high eights, I think.
Yeah, and so and let's talk about the math of that. For every 100,000 you borrow today, it's a little over $600 per month in monthly payment. And so if you could go spend 100,000 more, get in a used pre-owned Honolulu in Ho'opili for $600 something a month, I would do that.
Yeah.
I would. Like being brand new is not that important to me. I would go buy that thing, even if the carpet's a little bust up and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But this would be an option for some people. Like I can't believe some people who could afford anything want to go buy a condo in town and pay a maintenance fee. But I was just talking earlier about how that's just a preference. And so this is like a condo-ish kind of decision.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to wrap it up. We have a comment from Scott Reynolds. Pathetic. 700,000 for these. I'm going to wrap up. I'm going to give another one. Just let's receive all the hate today, guys. SV Flower says, why talk over each other? Let one finish before you butt in. I'm not viewing am not viewing you guys because you talk over each other. Just wait.
Just
What's that? Just wait.
just like, oh, just wait for each other,
For
or
each
like
other.
just wait.
For each
Like-
other. For each
Oh,
other.
you think that's
Oh,
what
yeah.
I read it like,
Yeah.
bro? You wait,
You wait.
bro.
You
See
would read
outside.
it like that.
That's just
You
how-
would read it like
you
that.
didn't. Oh, okay.
No, I was like, just wait. And I get it. I hear you. But also, like, we're completely unscripted. And when things pop into our head, we're talking, you know? And also, we've been like working together for many years and we argue all the time. It's just how we are.
Wait, and no, just kidding.
What?
No, I was just
See
cut
how I
you.
like intentionally pause to like give you space to talk? That's just not how our relationship is.
That's probably more me cutting Mahe off just to acknowledge my faults. That
Mm.
comes with the obsessive guy who, when he had a job, we're driving to his job for an hour, was listening to real estate podcast and learning business 5 years in advance to even getting a license, and just obsessing. Like, that obsessive person is me.
Mm.
And also sometimes I just even though Mahi's talking. So I apologize if you're the viewer and that sucks for you. But that
Nah,
sucks for you.
We're both like that.
Yeah, you are like that as well, but
I
I'm
know.
worse.
But we're like, you know, we're obsessive, excited people, and we're doing things like off the cuff and with our natural reaction in the moment to things. Like,
well, so look what I
not
said.
going to happen. Like,
I said we aren't KHON2 news.
Mm.
We're regular humans with flaws and all. Thanks for your comment. And so the person says, okay, I'll see you in the next one.
oh,
It's
okay.
it's that you're both very eager to talk that you don't even realize you're talking over each other. You know what though? And I'll ask everyone to, I'll close on this. We don't seek to be the best presenters that you have the option to watch. We seek to be the most authentic.
Period.
What's the semi?
I feel just like-
just period.
Yeah, that's it. Like,
But not a presenter, a deliverer.
Yeah.
a-
we're not trying to be
conveyor.
performative. Like, we are entertaining. And I think that's why I think the fact that we kind of get excited, we're excitable people. I mean, our first video we ever did together, North Shore.
Oh, and then the one where we were driving North Shore the other time.
Driving to North, like,
she
we
was
just,
so mad that she was wrong.
that's how our relationship is. Like, we are just kind of, that's how we bounce off of each other. And that's what works. And I feel like, maybe you haven't been watching the channel for that long, but if you're like
That's possible. That's
if
like
you're like a
first-time
core
viewer.
Team Hawaii, like Ohana member, like, you're just like, freaking Derek and Mahe. Like, that's just how we are.
Yeah.
So we appreciate you watching. We appreciate the feedback, but also, like, I apologize in advance. Probably going to happen. We're just going to end up talking over each other from time to time.
And just like that, sometimes it'll go from an eloquent,
Mhm.
good English to pigeon.
Because this is our goal is not to perform. Our goal is just to keep it real.
Okay,
So-
we're gonna get out of here. Kenji, do we have comments that we need to run
Yeah,
through?
there's a lot.
There's a
I'm
lot.
gonna get through a lot of them.
Okay, well, the kind's not here yet, yeah.
And
But I do
also,
want to.
that
Ethan's
update-
here, so the what?
That update, I don't think
He's not coming.
it doesn't look like it.
Oh, okay, well, that works out great. We can spend a little
Can
more
you,
time
like,
on this.
Prime us on what's the ones that you think we should hit. I don't have my phone, so
Oh,
I'm bringing up the.
there's a lot. I mean,
Read us one. Why bring this up?
Let's see. From the top,
Make it drop.
H&M says
I
I thought
would-
they were interesting. I thought it was interesting. I don't think it'd be for me though. It's a solution.
Mhm.
There's more positive comments in this live than there
Mhm.
was in
On the
Sunday
comment- in the
video.
comments, yeah. I think this is like, it's different, right? It's like a whole different thing. And that's kind of, I think that for most people, this is not your like dream house. It's a solution to your needs that you have. And sometimes it works. But for most people, if we're like, like budget, not one option, this is not it, you know? But the truth is, budget is the constraint for most of us in Hawaii.
Right.
Period. It is, budget
For
is
most people.
it's the constraint here. And like, we don't have a lot of solutions to it. So when something comes up that, for better or worse, may not be the solution for most people, may not be the solution that everybody wants, like, hey, something comes up as an option, like, we got to talk about it,
I can't open the live on my phone for some reason.
Mary.
Okay. Kenji's going to give me his phone. Okay. Oh, wow.
I
You
know.
guys went in today.
HM and then
Oh,
Alohilani.
were we
Perry.
muted for a while?
in the beginning.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, still nothing. Still muted. I don't hear anything. Core team, nothing. No sound. How long did it go? What's it?
Or a couple, like, minute, 2 maybe.
Oh,
okay.
dang.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you know what when you go live, you can like shave off the front, yeah.
Yeah.
Because last week or 2 weeks ago,
You can
we
shave
shaved
it,
the front
yeah.
off, yeah. No problem. It happens. Appreciate the quick fix. I thought they were interesting.
Mhm.
I don't think it would be for me though.
just
It's a solution. Thank you. That's it.
Mhm.
Are you guys on Apple Podcasts? Yes, it's called the Hawaii Real Estate Podcast. We are on there. Shoot, brah.
There's a
plenty.
lot. I know.
There's a lot. What'd you say, Mahi?
What?
Get plenty.
Get plenty.
I switched from my phone to laptop. Mahalo, I can hear now. All right. HM. Massachusetts just approved ADUs for the first time ever because home prices are so high. But it's going to be interesting to see how zoning and ADU requirements drive tax rates and overall costs. Yeah. Depending on if you're in a place like New Jersey and adding in 1,000 square foot ADU, because New Jersey is one of the highest property taxes in the country. Adding that ADU increase your property tax by X, but the value of your home or like the savings of Y is not that much. That's not good, right? And so, at least in Hawaii, we have the lowest property tax rate. Now our homes are very expensive, so Alabama is like effectively cheaper per square foot because they're the second lowest, and the homes are cheaper. But our rate is very low, so that's a good thing. Are you moving to Hawaii for the bells and whistle or for the weather? I reside in Texas and I just recently returned from Hawaii and I miss the weather, beach, and food. Minimalist is the way to go. That's Alohi Lani Perry Peters. 631. The new built homes have no space for extra stuff, so you will need to get a storage unit. Paradise comes at a price. How much are you willing to pay? Mike Ramirez, how's it? Listening and watching from my desk here at work again. Keep up the great work, core team. My wife and I totally appreciate all you folks do. Learning so much from LA. What would you do for storage in those things? Like
Nothing in there.
Where you can put your surfboards?
Well, you remember how I had my like racks in my living room in the townhouse? Probably like that. Like you just have to pick a wall and like, oh, how big your board, because you gotta like how long is the bedroom? You know, it's like it's probably gonna be in your bedroom because there's enough stretch of wall to put like the racks that go like this.
It's definitely condo kind things.
Yeah.
You know what? You know what you could do is get a storage unit, hui, with a couple of neighbors who surf or whatever, and then just everyone share a storage.
Yeah, solution, right? Not.
Hey, we're gonna go socialism. We might as well share storages, right? Lohilani, these model homes has to have a minimalistic mindset. Yep. I was born at Kapiolani Hospital, raised in Waianae, and graduated from Sacred Hearts Academy. I left. What year you grad Sacred Hearts?
Didn't Michelle go to Sacred Hearts?
Yeah, my wife went Sacred Hearts, but she said she left 2002. My wife grad 02 Sacred Hearts. I wonder.
Couple comments up, 43 grand.
43 grand. I thought they were great. I actually thought they are a good fit for over 50 retired, no kids, but need an extra room for visitors. Could be
over 50, but under 70. Like what?
Over 50, but can walk stairs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No mobility problems.
Yeah, but might keep you younger. You walk stairs a lot.
Yeah. True.
HM, just for fun, I'm looking at 700 square foot, 3rd story walk up in Cambridge, Massachusetts for $725,000. I mean, again, it's not wrong to be infuriated. It's just not a solution. Yeah. Average price for 600 or 700 square foot in a multifamily is $650 to $750. Yep. I don't think mobile homes would work in Hawaii because I don't think they would handle the hurricane. That's true too. We don't get hit with hurricanes as often as say Florida, where there are a lot of mobile homes. But you're right. Whenever we do have a hurricane, it would be bad.
Soledad Monster Bread.
Soledad Monster Bread. If it had the option to add a carport, I'm pretty sure it would sell for that $700,000. Well, the thing is, bro, is
they're selling.
Like people waited overnight to get the first release without the carport. But I agree. How come cannot have carport? The carport would even just add to privacy. And it's not that expensive to add on.
Like optically though, because of a lot of the homes, like they have the driveways next to each other. Yeah. So you're making them look attached to each other. Then it like gives the look of like attached single family homes. If you're carport, I don't care either. I would rather have a carport.
And now you get rafters where you can hang your boards and stuff. But
probably HOA not going to.
That's the thing is when you have that home with no storage and then you get carport, bruh.
Gonna have
the carport gonna be full. And then no one's parking in the carport. So now the streets are full and you have a ton of homes, like per square foot of land, you have so many more homes. So that's probably why it's like a deterrent from you loading up your carport and parking on the street.
Yeah.
That's why they're not allowing it. The reality is land is limited in Hawaii. When the land runs out, the builders are going to build to the sky. Tropical Ding Dong, which is a guy who's always on here. That's so tiny. I think as the train gets more usage though, Kapolei, Eva, prices got to go up. Yeah, that's the thing is it's on the rail line. And so it is a condo-ish kind of decision. You know, we'll leave it. Would you rather live in a condo or that? I get the townhome frustration. Like, bruh, these suck. But would you rather live in take an elevator up to your 800 square foot concrete 4 walls, or would you rather live in that thing? And I think that's the decision that people are making, right?
Also, the maintenance fee is low, right? Because it's a detached single family home. So yeah, condo will have, like water, sewer, that kind of stuff, maybe cable TV, stuff like that, included in your HOA. But I mean, all of that stuff together, what is that? 150, 200, $250 for, like, my family pays about 250 for all of those things.
Yeah.
But you're paying, $700 a month to be, all of the common elements all taken care of, to have your reserves, to have your master insurance, all of that stuff. Like, we keep saying it's like condo. And while it isn't like the optimal solution to the affordability problem that we just cannot solve right now. Like, Mahe Kahale Smith, I'm never going to solve that problem. But if this is a solution that works for you, like for me personally, why I would be challenged to take this one, even though no more carport, even though you don't have storage, any of that, is because you also don't have that high maintenance fee. And that is what's challenging, because most of our buyers,
zero maintenance fee. That's
you don't have zero.
What
However,
is it going to become?
Yeah, but it's like $60, and how much higher can it get? They only have the only thing that's covering is
look at my old house.
But you have master insurance on your old house. This is just for the upkeep of the driveway.
They're not going to have to get master insurance, because the thing about the master insurance is zoning density. So the attorney so I had a house in a single family development that was zoned for dense zoning. And so you're supposed to build on Oahu only one house per 5,000 square foot. Like when you CPR a lot, when you divide a lot, but there were houses in less than every 5,000 square foot. And so part of the requirement was that they start back then with the master insurance policy. I would want to look into, will they ever have to get a master insurance policy?
Yeah, good question that we don't know the answer to right now. But my inclination, my gut is telling me, like, due to the intensity with which the insurance issues have been looked at over the last 2 years, that if it were a necessity, the builder would have already included it in their maintenance fee. Yeah. Because of how scrutinized the insurance currently is.
Yeah. Lopez Files 888 says Mahi's pigeon getting better.
Better than what?
Tropical Ding Dong and Alohalani Perry go back and forth, and they're basically just advocating, saying, look, just because core team talks about the market doesn't mean they dictate it. They're doing their jobs and they're doing good, etc. LKDNH says, obviously a lot of those commenting on your chat don't live in Hawaii and know nothing about the Hawaii market, and stop using a 20-year-old example for an argument. Yeah, I don't think Gus acknowledged that was a bit of a weak argument, but he also was like, it is what it is. I'm not mad at Gus. He didn't approach it the worst way. Class of 95 from Sacred Hearts Academy. Okay, my wife, you guys missed each other by a little bit. 43 Grant says, laugh aloud, thinking about me. I'm the over 50. I have a dog and a niece who visits a lot. I don't want to mow the lawn, but want some outdoor space.
Hey, what kind of dog do you have? And do you think that this would be enough space for your dog? Because that's something we didn't talk about in the video that me and Kenji were talking about. Like, oh, what about like pet owners? Because it's like small inside with a small yard.
People
So
in condos own
I was just
pets,
gonna say it's the same people who would have a pet in a condo could have a pet here.
but there isn't a lot of space on one floor. And so if that dog got hip
That's-
dysplasia, you carrying it up the stairs, you carry.
Yeah, and there's like, because it's built like this, like 800 square feet on a single level this way is more accommodating to the zoomies, right? Than like 400 down here and 400 up here.
The zoomies?
The zoomies.
What's a zoomies?
Zoomies, like when you have pets, zoomies, they gotta
Ethan,
run.
Oh.
They gotta like run around, they gotta like get their energy out.
Bastard
Yes,
boy?
literally.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
zoomies.
yeah,
Like, dogs,
Okay.
cats, all animals get that. So I'm like, oh yeah, it would be kind of rough. So if you're a good pet owner, right, you got to be committed to like running your dog or like it going
Just like condo people, though.
just like condo people.
Yeah.
Yeah. But at least you have a little yard here, which most condo people have a shared like strip of turf.
But you know what? She's acknowledging a negative. At least condo, you go into your condo, you kind of smell your neighbors. You're so close in these that if you're
If
person next to
if
you
you have the neighbor who is that
doesn't
neighbor.
poop scoop and
Yeah.
just she's
I showed
everywhere.
a house for the Ashley guys, Kung. That was like a CPR development, and it was like backyard to backyard in a
Yeah.
small. And I was like, oh, frick, man, like this house is
I can
super
smell my
cute.
neighbors sometimes.
It's like this house is nice, but like, bro, they like keep their dog right next to over here, and that dog's outside all the time.
And I got so many dang dogs around me now, bro.
Every time I thought you were at the Humane Society when I called you on the phone yesterday.
It's annoying, yeah. All right, Mike Romero says grandparents live Pro City and Eva. Grandma worked at Dole Cannery. Grandpa worked for a local electric company at the time. We are feeling the pull to come home. See you soon. Thanks for sharing about your family. Vince says, aloha, Derek and Mahi. Love your channel. You guys give us the honest report on Hawaii real estate. I know I ask a few questions just to rake in the temperature of the market. Thank you for giving the latest. You're very welcome. Thank you. Poodle. Someone said, I think Zoomies. When Auntie behind me smokes, it comes in my house because that's where my fans at. Yeah, it's all frustrating. All right, guys. Fun video, fun chat. In the end, load us up with the comments. Throw the stones. We love comments. Good,
I'm
bad.
so surprised at how much engagement this video and this topic.
I'm not surprised, but I did think that there would at least be a little more advocates speaking up, being like, oh, that's cool. But is what it is. Buy the thing that works for you. We can talk about exits on this and whether we think this is the best wealth builder or something else. Just depends on your timing, your preference, your style. For a lot of people, it's not going to be it. I mean, they're only building like 80. They only need 80 families to say yes.
Yeah, it's
right?
really, it comes down to like, do you like it or not? Like it could just be like, oh, I don't like the slant of the roof. Okay, that's enough for it to not be for you.
Some people didn't buy Ikena because of the slant of the roof.
Some people specifically looked in Ikena because of the slant of the roof.
Which Ikena is this same kind of roof, but angle, like it's a single family, so it's 2-3 times as wide, but it looks like the grown-up version of this.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest.
full
When
version.
I first saw the renderings of this, I said, "Oh, it looked like the ugly baby of Ikena."
Half Ikenas.
Yeah, but then when
Yeah.
I got there, you know what? I'm surprised.
Let's close on that. What's your temp check? Like your 60 seconds or less temp check on Ahakea right now?
I still like it. I mean, if it were me where I was a couple years ago, like
Would have been stoked for
I
that.
would have been so stoked for that.
Yeah.
Like the opportunity to have some sort of single family home
Yeah.
with my kids. That is, it's not the ideal. It's not, but we cannot afford the ideal a lot of the time, and
Yeah.
we can be homeowners, so if the option is what can I do? What's the thing that is going to work for my family right now? I'm excited for some families, like, not big families. I
I'm
know
gonna
it's
be
not
so
going to work.
proud of those families.
I would be so
and proud of
happy
them.
for those people.
Yeah.
I think it's not a solution for everyone. It's not an overarching solution for any of the problems that we have here. But it's a solution for some, and I'm stoked for those people.
For me, we've already said it on here. It depends. Depends on where you are, where you are in life, what you're buying it for. If it's the right solution, we'll help you peel back that onion. If it's not the right solution, hope you avoid these homes. And that's how we get down. So see you guys on the next one.
Bye.